Richard Madeley called out for rudely ignoring Good Morning Britain co-star. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB Briefing. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Richard Madeley had a frosty start to the week after he didn't pay any attention to a Good Morning Britain co-star. The 67-year-old presenter joined Susanna Reid on the sofa for Monday morning's episode, but he risked the wrath of weather forecaster Laura Tobin with a bizarre question after her report. After she wrapped up her forecast, which included some chat about the chilly weather in Washington, D.C., Richard asked, "Is that freezing weather in Washington headed this way?" "Yes," Laura said, adding, "It'll bring us stormy weather by the end of the week." Richard seemed surprised as he replied, "Really?" Only for the exasperated meteorologist to respond, "I literally just said that, Richard. That's literally what I just said." "Ok," he continued, before miming some snow as he asked, "Maybe some snow by the weekend?" "Not for us, no," she replied, as Susanna teased her co-star for the way he tried to illustrate snow. "My next weather forecast will just be in mime," Laura quipped, while Susanna attempted to cover for her fellow presenters' questioning immediately after the report. "Laura, thank you very much indeed," she said. "We'll be paying attention next time, definitely." It's not the first awkward weather moment Richard has had on Good Morning Britain, as back in November he popped out of the studio to see if it was snowing in London. Susanna asked him if he was reporting from the scene as he walked back to his seat. "It is absolutely tipping down with snow outside. It has just started about 5 minutes ago after you first spoke." "Nothing, and suddenly it has happened," he said. "We will show you the pictures in a minute. It is really heavy." Susanna told him he should wrap up warm next time he goes inside, but he quipped, "This is live television, Susanna. Every minute counts. There was no time to put a coat on. I suffer for the news." Monday's awkward moment with Laura comes days after Richard and his wife Judy Finnegan, 76, appear to have revealed their latest project years after their last collaboration. It was one of those mornings where everything seemed to be running smoothly on Good Morning Britain, but as the camera zoomed in on Richard Madeley, viewers were about to witness one of those bizarre, uncomfortable moments that live television often brings. Richard, always known for his offbeat questions and witty remarks, had teamed up with Susanna Reid once again to guide the nation through their morning routines. However, this time, it was a stormy weather forecast that would cause a storm in the studio. The day started like any other, with Susanna flashing a warm smile as she introduced the show, and Richard settling into his seat, clearly ready to offer his usual blend of charm and banter. They turned to Laura Tobin, the ever-enthusiastic weather forecaster, who delivered her forecast with a usual blend of factual precision and light-hearted energy. As she wrapped up the segment, she mentioned the icy conditions over in Washington, D.C., and predicted stormy weather headed for the UK by the weekend. Richard, for reasons only known to him, seemed to miss the crucial part of Laura's forecast. His eyebrows furrowed as he asked, "Is that freezing weather in Washington headed this way?" Laura, her face betraying just a hint of exasperation, nodded and replied, "Yes, it'll bring us stormy weather by the end of the week." Richard, looking almost puzzled, responded, "Really?" It was a tone that suggested he was hearing this information for the first time, even though Laura had just explained it moments earlier. A collective sigh seemed to ripple through the studio as viewers, Susanna included, waited for what would come next. Laura, perhaps tired of repeating herself on live TV, deadpanned, "I literally just said that, Richard. That's literally what I just said." It was a moment of pure awkwardness, one that could have slipped by unnoticed if Richard had let it go. But instead, he plowed on with an impromptu mime. He mimed the motion of snowflakes falling, asking, "Maybe some snow by the weekend?" "Not for us, no," Laura replied flatly, a wry smile tugging at the corners of her mouth. At this, Susanna seized the moment to tease Richard, playfully ribbing him about his impromptu snow dance.